Thomas from Nachtmahr. We're in Phoenix, Arizona, and you're watching the interview with COMA Music Magazine.
Alright, so Nachtmahr started out with a bang, selling out of the first 2,000 copies of your debut EP in 6 weeks and getting 3,000 people to dance at WGT. Did that sort of out-of-the-gate reaction push you that much harder to make Nachtmahr the best it could be?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Nachtmahr used to be a DJ-only project. The idea behind it was that I wanted to do some songs from my DJ sets to fill the gap between the techno tracks I'm spinning, techno, hard trance, hardstyle stuff I'm spinning, and the industrial stuff I'm spinning. So I made a few tracks, and the whole thing got its own dynamics because a lot of people requested it. Oh, hey, what's that stuff? And I was like, I'm not going to release it. It's just like stuff I do for myself. And then it all like got it like a momentum, and I played it to a friend of mine who runs a record label in Germany. He's like, hey, I really need to put that stuff out. And so it all like got its momentum and moved on. And of course, each step up on the ladder with all the successful milestones we had, of course, pushes you hard and confirms that you are doing the right thing.
Okay. Now, Nachtmahr is your second solo project. What do you get out of Nachtmahr that you didn't get out of Sichtung?
Sichtung, I would call Sichtung the predecessor of Nachtmahr. Sichtung was more experimental. It was like I would say it was a valve for the stuff I couldn't do with my other band, with Dame Mortel, like being like the evil twin stuff. Whilst Nachtmahr is like a band of its own, so I can't consider Nachtmahr a side project. It's like a second band.
You had stated that you want Nachtmahr to stand out from all other industrial projects, and from what I've read about your live shows, you seem to be accomplishing that. What is it that drives you to be that much better?
I think it's a drive for perfection I generally have. I think out there's a shitload of good music out there, but me being in the music business for more than 15 years now, I see a definite lack of professionalism and the lack of music production skills, mixing, mastering, stuff like that. And I try to put the same approach that like big bands with really high budget would put into their product into Nachtmahr, like judging from touring, artwork, production, like high-end studios, high-end gear, high-end mastering, all that stuff. So the message I want to bring across is packaged in the best possible way.
Now, you've also spoken about creating music videos for Nachtmahr. Has there been any talk about ideas or people to bring your visions to life?
There's been numerous talks, but the point is, if my motto with Nachtmahr was always, if you're gonna do it right. And I think I have to wait for the right opportunity, maybe meeting the right people or getting the right budget to do a music video which is in line with the high grade of perfection I want to achieve with the artwork, with the production and everything else. I wouldn't like want to do like a semi-professional music video because it wouldn't blend in with the grade of perfection I want to achieve in the rest of the universe.
Right. Okay. Now, what do you feel is the importance of music videos these days? With the internet being pretty much the only medium for them, do you think that changes the role of them as propaganda?
I mean, the point is that when you're doing music videos now, it's basically a web promotion tool. So of course the budget for that is a lot less than if you would have it actually being shown on television. So I think the budgets for music videos are smaller now, but I think that triggers a lot of creativity in people. So I think people are doing better music videos now because they don't have big ass budgets for doing like fancy shit. So they have to work more with their brains, get more ideas there. So I think it's the right movement going on, like to achieving more with less money.
The last couple of releases, you have employed a more erotic imagery to the packaging. What was the inspiration behind that, as opposed to the more warlike imagery of the previous releases?
I think what I always tried to do with Nachtmahr, was the general idea with finding the image for the band, which brings across what I tried to achieve, was this totalitarian approach. Because I was in the okay. Let's take it back to when I was 19. I stood on a path between either enrolling and becoming an officer in the Austrian army, going to military academy, or becoming a musician. and I chose the path of a musician, but I was like in army service before. And so it was really interesting to see that there's a lot of parallels between being a soldier and being a musician. It's like being on tours of duty, like training a lot for incidents that happen very rarely, stuff like that. And so that's how that whole sound soldier concept came across. Right. So we're like warriors of noise, kind of. So that's how that came across. But the whole Nachtmahr universe is in constant change. It's developing, taking its new rules, and every release needs its own little world. And with the last album, Alle Lust für die Ewigkeit, that whole sexual aspect came in, and we tried to do that like sexploitation movie theme, like hot girls in uniforms, to get all that like that power of the music across in imagery. Okay. But you never know what will happen with the next album.
Right, right.
Always good for surprises.
All right, and speaking of the next album, I read that you're working on a new one that you hope to release later this year.
Yeah, definitely.
How's the progress on that coming?
I just finished a pre-production phase. We're gonna hit the studio for doing all the recordings this summer, so I think you can expect a release at the end of this year. We're pretty positive on that. Artwork's being developed now, so yeah, it's gonna be a very, very nice release. I think it will be kind of a matured album. Took a lot of the experiences from the last two albums, and also from the lot of touring I did with Nachtmahr, because we tour worldwide, like from Russia to America, everything in between. So a lot of that influenced me for that album. It's all influences that came in, all the people I met and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty kick-ass.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah. What can I say? Thanks a lot for that the American audience supports us so much. I think they're one of the most supportive fans we have, and they're very loyal. That's why we toured the US for the third time now. So thanks, Americans. Keep it on, America!